Let's be honest, it's the dream of many children and grown-ups alike. Riding a red Ferrari, with its thunderous engine, sleek design and unparalleled speed.
A real Ferrari!
So why in the world would anyone give up on that freely and choose a life among monks?
Why would you do that?
Well, if you want to find out, I have a little story for you. The story is quickly explained. It tells the tale of a hedonist, workaholic lawyer that collapses in the courtroom with a heart attack. He survives and has a change of heart.
Pun intended.
He gives up on his Ferrari and material possessions to embark on a spiritual journey. He travels to the Himalaya highlands of India to find wisdom while living amongst a bunch of Buddhist monks. A few years later, he returns as a changed man, enlightened and serene. He feels compelled to spit his gospel about the insights, rituals and habits that changed his life for the better. It's the tale of the monk who sold his Ferrari. It's a little book that became an absolute self-help classic. It was written by the well-known author and motivational speaker Robin Sharma, or as we currently refer to them, a leadership expert. The book itself provides some highly practical techniques for improving one's quality of life. And if you let me, I'll guide you through some of its key motives and insights. Master your mind. The virtue of self-mastery is the most essential ancient knowledge that the lawyer learned from the monks. And the secret is to get control of your mind and your ideas. The book employs a metaphor that we should understand our mind as a living garden. And we basically have two options. We can either trash it with destructive vices such as worries, fear and anxiety, and slowly watch it decay into chaos. Or we take care of it in a sustainable manner, like a meticulous gardener would. The book promises, if you cultivate your mind just like a fertile rich garden, it will blossom far beyond your expectations. Much like a bouncer in a nightclub, we can choose which thoughts we would let in and which to reject. We can intentionally and actively nurture it with positive thoughts. Well, that's easy said, but how do we achieve that? He gives us a simple answer: meditation. The positive impact, however, of meditation cannot only be explained by pure reason. It requires two things of us: focus and practice. The mind is like any other muscle in your body. Use it or lose it. Empty your cup. There's another little metaphorical anecdote that I really liked. Metaphorical anecdote. Is that even English? Anyway, when the lawyer returned as an enlightened monk, he was given the task to spread his wisdoms in the Western world. So he goes on and visits an old colleague of his. And when he realizes that his friend is increasingly skeptic and cannot stay open-minded to his ancient teachings, he takes a can and overpours it into his friend's cup. He goes on to explain that our minds work exactly the same way. Just like this cup, you seem to be full of your own ideas. And how can any more go in until you first empty your cup? He reminds us to be aware of our ignorance and critical of what we think we know. We should always strive for making space for new knowledge and ideas. If you like that idea, I made another video about why it is so important to be able to change our opinions if the facts change. You can find it right here. Or here. Either one of these sites. You'll find it. The secret to radiant living. The rejuvenated monk also unveils the truth for his youthful and energetic appearance. Surprisingly, it's essentially a healthy lifestyle. We have to take care of our mind and body with committing to 10 simple habits. The daily rituals described are highly practical and we have all heard of them at one point. But as it is with meditation, building these habits is a matter of action. I'll quickly run you through all 10 of them. Wake up early and wind down before sleeping. Exercise and move your body every day. Give yourself a few moments of peace and silence. Make time to read and study. Listen to a few good tunes of music. Reflect on your thoughts and journal. Have a mantra that guides you through the day.
Fruits, vegetables, fish, but not too much red meat.
continue to shape your character. And finally, simplify your life and your material possessions. That's it, that easy. You can pause the video here and save them for later on either one of those sites. As I told you, they're not groundbreaking in their essence, but fundamental if you can integrate them to your daily life to some degree. Escape the rat race. The book warns us that we shouldn't get lost in the meaningless rat race for fame and fortune. It says, don't get blinded by an illusory version of success. While the narrative that money can't buy you happiness is already a part of mainstream culture, there is some nuance in that statement that really caught me. Whatever your metrics of measuring success may be, and note, it may very well be to ride a red Ferrari.
Ferrari wins again.
It always has to feel like a success to you. I've also come to see that success on the outside means nothing unless you also have success within. And it's true. It's a highly personal assessment, and it doesn't necessarily have to align with the expectation of others. I would even go further and say it doesn't even have to make sense to them. So the book suggests that we should take the time to define our own version of success. And once we have done that, we have to find the courage to actually pursue it. Because in the end, the only expectation you have to fulfill is that of your own heart and your consciousness.
Ooh, that sounded dramatic.
Okay, so if you now think that sounds an awful lot like a self-centered approach for living, and it fits perfectly in a world which is driven by efficiency and self-improvement with a nice little Buddhist coating, it's not the case. Because one of the key messages of the book is, give selflessly to others. The ultimate aim is to give yourself to others and contribute in a meaningful way. But in order to achieve that, you would have to prioritize yourself. Because how can you care for others if you cannot even take care for yourself? How can you do good if you don't even feel good? It follows the logic that if you prioritize your well-being and knowledge, that would in turn be the best way of being in service to others. Sharma says, when you work to improve the lives of others, you indirectly elevate your own life in the process. And the same logic vice versa. While these insights were the most striking to me, the book has a lot more to offer. I'll give you a little teaser of other ideas that might resonate with you. Bonus learnings. One would be the importance of setting goals and finding a proper purpose in life. Another is a stopwatch that symbolizes that our time is precious and limited. Or the value of adopting a positive attitude towards failing.
Failure of any kind is failure.
And finally, the call for embracing the journey and living the moment. I'm well aware that some of these ideas sound corny or platitude and would honestly perfectly work as an IG caption of a 12-year-old, but they can be as powerful as they are trivial if they are understood by the right person in the right moment. It's not what you will get out of the book that is so enriching, it is what the books will get out of you that will ultimately change your life. So if you're interested and want to know more, I would encourage you to take the time and read the book. You can find the link in the description below. So to sum it up, is it worth your time and energy? I can help you to understand what the book is about and whether I would read it again. It basically is a very practical handbook of motivational advice embedded in a little story. While the narrative of a burned out lawyer on a spiritual journey is admittedly a little cliché, it makes it relatable and accessible. The perfect lawyer with his Ferrari symbolizes effectively capitalist success, and it reminds us what a pure, faster, further, higher mentality can entail. Ultimately, the book aims to teach us that happiness is not alone to be found in prestige and wealth. Don't worry, you don't have to rid yourself of all your material possessions and move to the Himalayas to get some benefit out of this book. Practicing meditation and enjoying the little things already does the job. So back to the question whether I would read it again myself. The answer is yes. Personally, I really enjoyed reading this book. It left me with inspiration and a motivated feeling. It may give you the right tools or the right mindset to work on improving your life. And if you don't forget to empty your cup and get cynical all at once, there's something in it for you 100%. So to make sure you get the gist of the book, I'll release you with a quote that is at the same time a perfect teaser and summary of the main ideas. Self-mastery and the consistent care of one's mind, body and soul are essential to finding one's highest self and living the life of one's dreams.